Hey guys, how are you doing? In this video I wanna talk a bit about the best skills to increase damage. But prior to that, how to increase damage without using a particular skill? You can stack these items: Might Seed, Demon Powder, Power Charm, Power Talon, Demon Rock, and the Mega one, along with some dangos, which could be translated to some extra damage. Now, right to the video. There are many skills to increase damage, and it is sometimes a bit hard to decide which skills are the best. And in order to decide that, let's check this little Excel. Here I am making a list about different in-game skills and how they affect our damage in a direct way. It may not make sense, but let me explain it step by step. To calculate the true damage dealt in a hunt, we have seen that we can use the following equation: the row that is going to multiply the sharpness, the move of the weapon, the part of the monster that we are attacking, the quest difficulty, and rage stat. That equals to the damage shown on screen. Here I'll simplify this to the following: just raw. Yep, I'll show the increases in what could be translated to just raw damage. For example, with the base damage of 195 landing crit, it is an increase in 25%. In other words, that will be an increase in 48.75 damage. If something doesn't make sense, feel free to ask whatever you want about the topic and I'll give it an answer. Some skills have a set amount of damage. For example, Peak Performance, Agitator, Resentment, Counter-Strike. But there are other skills that work in a percentage. This is important because the bigger the base damage, the bigger is going to be the increase in damage. For example, here I am comparing the damage from different lances to be considered the best ones, along with the sleepy one just for control. It is the sleepy one, Diablos, Tigrets, and Narga. If these values make no sense, they come from the training room. Now, here I don't want to ramble through ideas nor anything like that. In summarize, the best skills are whatever that increase your likelihood to land crits, heroics, white sharpness, and offensive guard if your base damage is above 200. But that is just the theory, and there's a difference between theory and application. One example of this is that offensive guard increases the damage in a higher amount than attack boost 7. The thing here is that one skill is intensive, needing 7 levels, and the other one requires tier 3 slots, which are not the most common ones. Also, just using offensive guard without guard skills is not always the best idea because of the knockback. It is easy to see why Balstrad's armor is a really solid one in terms of damage. It stacks Resentment, Resuscitate, Weakness Exploit, along with 10% base damage as well as Dragon Element. That is a specific example of something that stacks multiple skills that work in unison. This is a topic that I've already explained in another video, Theorycraft of best builds. In my humble opinion, the beginning of any best, broken, OP build comes from that charm. Some are really optimal to get a specific result. For instance, this Maximum Might could be a really good skill with some weapons like the SNS or Switch Ads, but for the lance it is not that good. In comparison, Offensive Guard is not the best with SNS and something useless with the Switch Ads. Another important thing to keep in mind is our sharpness. White sharpness is a better increase than crit boost 1, but keeping a weapon always sharp can be an issue. Also, not every weapon can get a useful white sharpness. Here are some skills and items that can help in this process: Handicraft, Protective Polish, the Great Wetfish, Master Touch, Razor Sharp, or Speed Sharpening. And that is how you get the best damage output, through the combination of damage and a way to keep the sharpness intact. I hope this information is useful for all of you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.